The seat of my Lexus RX350 is all cracked and completely busted, torn. I'm going to replace it with a new seat that I purchased online. And to do this, I'm going to have to remove this entire seat, unplug a lot of electrical connections and mechanical connections. I'll first use this 14mm socket and loosen up 2 bolts in the front, 2 bolts in the back, pull out the seat, and replace the cover. Follow along if you want to see how this is done. Move the front seat forward to reveal 2 more bolts to remove. With the seat mechanically removed from the vehicle, we can now tilt up the seat and remove some electrical connections. After only 5 minutes, the seat is removed from the vehicle. And let's take it inside. Put the chair inside where it's a bit cooler. Let's disassemble, remove some straps from the bottom, and reveal what's going on back here. Disassemble some electrical connectors. To remove this plastic cover, start with these screws, 1 and 2, pull those out. And a 3rd screw exists back here. Pop off these buttons with a panel remover tool. Link below for a panel remover tool. Remove 2 more screws. The plastic cover is mechanically loosened from the chair. Now just disconnect the electrical connector here. I used a little pry tool and pried in here to disconnect this guy. Again, with the panel remover tool, you can disconnect some of these electrical wires from the seat. I'm not entirely certain if these have to be removed from the seat, but we will, just in case. They open up like so. Disconnect this guy. This is the fan for the cooled seat function. Some more electrical connections can be removed. The upholstery has some clips that have to be removed from the seat frame. Just pop those off like so. There's one loose. Pull this clip off back here. Another upholstery clip exists right at this corner. This is the front of the seat. And to really access that clip, we'll have to pull off this electrical panel. And the electrical panel comes off. Now we can remove these upholstery clips. We have some more upholstery clips in the front edge of the seat. Let's bend back the metal tab here, and pull that off. I removed the Velcro attachment point and continue around this side with removal of additional clips. Remove this panel with a screw up here. And on the back side, you'll see additional clips that need to be pulled off the seat frame. With the seat upright, I think this entire seat can be pulled off. There it is. This is an interesting view of the ventilation on the seat. There's your fan, and it pushes air through this area, which then goes into the bottom of the seat right here. In order to remove the original upholstery from the original foam, a lot of hog rings need to be cut. Here's one example. And the entire perimeter of the upholstery has a lot of rings. Cut them all. We're going to replace these later with some new hog rings purchased from Amazon. See link below for the hog rings and the hog ring pliers. And more hog rings on this side. Now you can pull off your original torn, ugly cover, and we're going to reuse the original foam. On both sides of the vehicle, there's a wire like this, and that needs to be reused on the new seat, so that has to be cut off with some hog clip cutters, and then pull out this wire from the original seat. And this is what the wire looks like removed. We have a similar wire along this crease in the seat. Remove some hog clips and pull out that wire as well. The upholstery is completely removed from the foam. Pull out this wire. This is the wire removed. This appears to be the heating element for the seat. We're going to reuse that. So break all these sewn connections. And this is the removed heating element with the connected cable. And instead of applying the original heating element to the underside of the new cover, we're going to apply it to the foam itself directly. The heating element will experience less twisting and turning during assembly that way. To assemble the heating element to the foam then, we'll use a spray adhesive, link in the description below to get your own. And we're now ready to apply the new upholstery to the seat. I have, for this step, a kit purchased from Amazon. These are hog rings, 3 different sizes, and a hog ring tool. Link below to purchase your own. We're going to use those to attach our new seat cover to the foam. I don't think this is real leather. I think it's more of a pleather material, but the original material may also not be leather. I want to fit these metal pieces, little rods, 1, 2, and 3, into seams 1, 2, and 3. It turns out that the new seat already has some metal rods in there. I don't have to reuse the original metal rods like I originally thought. Beginning with this metal rod, I'm going to put a few holes into this material, and these are the holes through which I'll eventually insert the hog rings. So let's begin rough fitting the upholstery to the foam cover, and then we'll move on to the hog rings. This part might be a little bit tricky, but we're gonna insert our first large hog ring through the hole we just created, one of the holes. Now we're gonna try to wrap this hog ring around this rod inside the seat down here, and then close up this hog ring with this tool. Before I put the hog ring onto this metal rod, I'll show you how the hog ring tool attaches to the hog ring. It's like this, and then with a quick squeeze to the handles here, the hog ring closes up. And with the squeeze, our first hog ring is installed. Let's get some more, 1 and 2, also installed. Actually, the correct way to use your hog ring pliers is to insert your hog ring into your pliers, not like this, but instead like this, and then squeeze your pliers. Alright, 3 rings, 1, 2, 3 are installed. Now we have to do the same thing for this metal rod and this side, and the opposite side, metal rod and metal rod down here. Let's install a lot more rings. This part's a bit tedious, but it does hold the seat together quite nicely. I'll offer another example of a hog ring install. This one's already fully assembled. This one's in place, ready to squeeze tight with this tool. And the squeeze does the trick. The hog rings are now taken care of along this seam, here and here. The leather needs to stretch out a little bit, but it will over time. Let's flip it over now. This is the front lip of the seat, and we need some hog rings to tie the upholstery to this metal bar down here. Let's give this a squeeze, and hog ring installed. 3 more along this metal rod. Pulling this corner strap tight, I was able to install 1 hog ring here. I have to do the same thing on this corner. Pull this tight and install a hog ring as it was originally right here in this corner. With all the hog rings installed onto the new upholstery, we can install this bottom seat back to the larger frame. On the underside of the chair, reinstall your clips. This is similar to the original upholstery. One here, there's one here, for example, and a few more around the perimeter. We need a hole approximately right here. So let's cut that and push through our cable. We've plugged back in a bunch of our electrical connectors here, a few more up here, some more around here. And now we have to fasten some additional hog rings. This is one of a few hog rings. And then we'll do another one here Maybe some more on the ends. Hog rings are installed, 1 and 2. These clips come down here, attached to the metal frame. A second is located here. Flap needs to clip into this little button. In order to do that, we're going to have to stretch this out and cut a hole in the appropriate location. We have our hole cut and our button pushed through. Now let's stretch this out and insert the button into this hole. There we go. While we're on this side of the chair, let's reinstall our electrical connections. These are the buttons for moving the chair. And reinstall your electrical connectors. And finally, let's put this cover back on. Remember to connect your electrical connector here to here. With this button already snapped back on, we'll snap this one on. For reinstall, get that beautiful seat back into the vehicle and make your electrical connections 1, 2, and 3 complete. And for the next step, we have a helper. Helper, you want to help us put these bolts in?
Yeah.
Okay, let's resecure our seat. Good job, helper. You're doing it. You did it. High five. All right, and bolt number 2, push it, baby girl. Good job. Another helper, another bolt. Tighten this bolt up, number 3. There you go. Good job. Okay, tighten up the last bolt. You did it. High five. I'm very happy with this finished product. The bottom seat looks very much like the original back seat. This is very OEM. Some wrinkles exist from the folding during packaging of this upholstery, but that'll work itself out over time. I hope this helps you with your project.